Hello everyone, my name is Chad Boleyn and my presentation today is on the Marriott International closing stock price and related variables. This presentation is for my Spring 2018 Data 620 class in section 9041. My professor for this semester is Dr. Majed Al-Gandour. I decided to use Marriott for this project because I've worked for the company for quite a while, so I'm very familiar with the industry and the content of the data set. During my tenure with the company, I've seen some very interesting events occur, especially within the past couple of years. The company has experienced tremendous growth with the addition of Starwood hotels to our portfolio of hotel brands. What we term as integration, the combining of the two companies, has been a very interesting experience. My goal today is to help visualize the change in this company and how it compares to other measures of data. The travel industry is very dependent on income. The lodging industry is very reactionary to economic conditions. In an economic downturn, the industry reacts accordingly. In steady upward growth where income or wages steadily increase, this industry follows suit. Figure 1 details 20 years of wage data. I took data from the Bureau of Economic Analysis for years 1996 to 2017. As you can see, wages steadily increased during this period. During this time, you also see a dip in wages due to the economic recession from 2007 to 2010. Beginning in 2011, you see that income has mostly recovered and wages began to increase again. I've included the forecast of income in Figure 1. I'm very confident in this forecast model. Both the actual and forecast trend lines are aligned with the stock data. A linear forecast was used with this data set. The most important takeaway of Figure 1 is that this graph is very similar to other variables examined in this presentation. The similarity only further validates that the lodging industry is very dependent on disposable income. The Figure 2 visualization depicts Marriott year-end gross revenues from 1999 to 2017. As you can see, the graph is very aligned with the U.S. wage visual from Figure 1. The first thing to note on this graph is the effect that the recession had on Marriott revenues. Beginning in 2017, revenues significantly decreased and did not fully recover until 2013. If you recall, from Figure 1, wages began to recover in 2011. From this, we can conclude that the effects of the recession lasted well past from when the recession was officially or deemed over for the lodging industry. By 2014, Marriott gross revenues had reset and revenues increased yet again. By the end of 2016, you see a significant increase in revenue. In September 2016, Marriott International acquired Starwood Hotels and Resorts. Adding brands such as Sheraton, W Hotels, and Westin, revenues increased by $3 billion for 2016 and $5 billion by the end of 2017. It's important to note that the acquisition should be considered an extraordinary event, meaning that it rarely occurs. With that said, I believe that the forecast that I've included is skewed. The average year-over-year increase in gross revenues is about $1 to $2.5 billion per year from 1999 to 2015. Accelerated revenue growth is not expected to continue at the same pace as 2016 and 2017. I would expect that revenues begin to level out beginning in 2019. The next graphic relates to the number of rooms added. Again, this graph is very similar to Figure 1 and 2. By the end of 2016, you see a significant increase in rooms inventory. This again is due to the acquisition. Much like the gross revenue graph, I believe the forecast here is skewed as well. The average year-over-year increase in the number of rooms is about 15 to 25,000 per year from 2010 to 2016. Accelerated room growth is not expected to continue at the same pace as 2016 and 2017. I would expect that the increase in the number of rooms added to level out beginning with fiscal year 2019. Figure 4 represents the historical closing stock price for Marriott International. As you can see, the Starwood acquisition in September 2016 was the beginning of significant stock growth. Within a 2-year period, the stock price increased from $68 to $138 as of March 2018. Figure 5 represents the closing stock price from January 1st, 2017 to March 30th, 2018, approximately 16 months. Plotting the stock price and adding Bollinger Bands identifies stock volatility. For most of this time period, the stock price stays well within the upper and lower bounds of the bands. The stock price in red identify periods of higher or lower volatility. From this graphic, we can conclude that the value of the security increases at a steady pace over a long period of time. Again, my main goal for this presentation was to help visualize the changes that occur in my company and how it compares to other measures of that data.